I recently watched Spider-Man: Brand New Day, and I wasn't expecting it to stay with me the way it did. The movie picks up after the hardest part has already happened. Peter Parker has already made his choice. In the previous film, he asked for everyone who ever knew him to forget him. His friends, the people he loved, everyone. And Brand New Day is about what comes after that. Peter still exists. He still walks the same streets, moves through the same city, but to everyone around him, he's nobody. A stranger, someone they've never seen before. No one is looking for him. No one knows there's anything missing. No one even has a gap where he used to be. He's not dead, but in every way that matters to another human being, he's gone. And something about watching that landed in a way I didn't expect. Because that specific kind of loss, not death, not distance, but erasure, felt like the quietest and most devastating version of being alone. So why does that hit so hard? Why does the idea of being forgotten, truly forgotten, not just drifted apart from, but erased, feel worse than almost anything else we can imagine? Because it isn't actually about memory. It's about what memory represents. In the 1990s, psychologist Mark Leary proposed something called Sociometer theory. The idea is this: your self-esteem isn't really about how you feel about yourself in isolation. It's a gauge, a real-time monitor of how included you are in the social world around you. When people notice you, remember you, seek you out, the gauge goes up. When you're overlooked, excluded, forgotten, it drops. And the reason the gauge exists at all, Leary argued, is because for most of human history, being excluded from your group wasn't just uncomfortable, it was fatal. You didn't survive alone. You survived because people knew your name, knew your face, knew you were one of them. Being forgotten on that level wasn't a social inconvenience, it was a death sentence. Which brings us to John Bowlby. Bowlby spent decades studying attachment, the bonds we form with other people. And what he found was that the need to be connected isn't a preference. It isn't a personality trait. It isn't something some people have and others don't. It's biological. The need to matter to someone, to be held in another person's mind, is wired into us the same way hunger is wired into us. It's not weakness, it's architecture. So here's what I want you to sit with for a second. Have you ever told yourself you don't really need people? That you're fine on your own? That connection is nice, but not necessary? Because here's the turn. That feeling, I don't need anyone, it isn't a personality type. It isn't independence. In most cases, it's a protection strategy. It's what happens when needing people has felt unsafe. When you reached for connection and it wasn't there. When being forgotten or left or overlooked happened enough times that your nervous system made a quiet executive decision. Want less, need less, expect less. It feels like strength. It's actually a scar tissue response. And the reason the Spider-Man scene lands so hard, even in a superhero movie, even in fiction, is because that fear isn't fictional. The fear of being unmissed, of disappearing from people's minds, of mattering so little that your absence doesn't even register. That fear is one of the most human things there is. Peter Parker chose his erasure. He framed it as sacrifice, as love, as the right thing to do. Most of us don't get that framing. We just quietly wonder, if I disappeared tomorrow, who would notice? How long would it take? Who would actually come looking? And I don't think that question has a tidy answer. But I do think the fact that you're asking it, the fact that it matters to you, says something important. You were never built to be forgotten. You were built to be known. If this video made you think about someone you haven't reached out to in a while, maybe that's worth paying attention to. I'm Clarity Wired, and I'll see you in the next one.